Hello, John Miller here. I'm formulating a video today for one of my clients who's got a foot problem. What we have diagnosed is that the arch of the foot, so the distal arch has collapsed and it's causing pain underneath the bottom of the foot. On further examination, we found that her big toe is weak and she seems to put a lot of pressure when she walks through this toe in particular and not the big toe. So we want to try and use the big toe, get it stronger, so it works a bit harder. The other thing we've noticed, and we see this with other people, especially as we get older, is that we don't use our hips as much to walk. So when we're walking, we're doing a lot of short steps and we're almost powering through our quads and through our feet. So we're almost slamming into the ground as we walk because we're walking shorter steps. When you're younger, especially with children as well, they tend to move quicker, they have a greater stride, and so they're driving through the hips. So when you're walking, the glutes are doing most of the work. So you're pushing through the hips here, rather than just through the feet like this and staggering along. Because if you're just staggering along, you have to resist the compression of your body weight as it hits the ground. And so as we know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so says Newton. So that reaction has to be taken up somewhere, and normally in the feet themselves. So you often see a lot of injuries in feet and a lot of wear and tear in feet as we get older. So one way we can work with this is to increase the length of our gait when we're walking and to really try to get a good extension through the hip. Now the other thing you've got to do to get this to work is actually activate the glutes in the first place. The most simple way to do this is with the glute bridge, okay? So you pop yourself down onto your back, like so, knees bent, holding your tummy and keep this nice and tight first, okay? Then squeeze the buttocks like so, so a little bit of a lift there, and then lift the hips off the ground, okay? As far as you can comfortably. Try not to put your lower back into it. Some people really lift them over arch and they irritate their back. So with this, you can lift the back off the ground a little bit, but you don't want to be over extending. So squeeze the bum to set up tummy here, lift up to it and hold. Now, when you first do this, do it as an isometric contraction. Hold it for about 10 seconds at a time. After you've done that, bring it back down again, take a breather, and again lift, again hold for 10 seconds to really establish good mind-muscle coordination through the hips. Okay, like I said, it's not about the lower back. Do not overemphasize the extension of the lower back. Make sure all the work is going through your bum instead, okay? Right, so that's the first exercise. Now, the second exercise you want to try and do is to coordinate both the feet and the glutes together. So, in a standing position, one of my dancer friends taught me this. You want to think about the arch of the foot here, and you want to try to scrunch the toes together. So I'll stay a bit closer so you can see better, like so, okay? As you do this, notice what happens to my knees. They're turning out a bit. I want to drive this through the glutes at the same time. So I want to just lift like so, so my bum tightens as I tighten my feet. So lifting the bum and the feet together. Again, same thing, really get a nice squeeze. Don't necessarily hold it for as long as 10 seconds, but I would say a count of 5 is probably sufficient because you don't want to give yourself cramp in your feet, which is quite a common experience if you're not used to doing this. So yeah, so just again, as before, tummy in nice and tightly, squeeze your bum and curl the feet up. So you're turning your feet inwards as you do it to really lift the arch. Now I've got a weakness on my right foot, as you can see, it's currently strapped, but I have a problem with my arch here. So this is a really good exercise just to re-establish control of the arch here, and it just tightens up this area here, and the muscles will come up on the inside of your leg as well. So that's a good combination exercise to get the glutes and the feet working together as one unit. And then finally, just to really emphasize a bit more through the big toe, which we were talking about before, because your big toe that's your power, that's your balance. A lot of proprioception goes through here, and sometimes we often lose our strength there. Now when this is working properly, it guides the foot in the right direction. When it's not working, the rest of the foot does the work, and that's when we often see strains occurring, especially between the second and third toes, and you can get consequences like Morton's neuralgia and similar kind of problems. So the way we simply do this is get a band, quite a light band if you can, put it around the big toe like so, and lifting the heel up a little bit, keeping the core tucked in. You can do this sitting as well. I'm just doing it standing for demonstration purposes. Just curl the toes down, squeeze and release. So curl the toes down, squeeze and release. From this angle, again, curl the toes down, squeeze and release. Curl the toes down, squeeze and release. And I really should do this on my other side because this is the one that really needs it. Again, put it around here. Curl the toes down, squeeze and release. down, squeezing. And again, you don't have to have a particularly strong band. It is about getting the mind-muscle connection between your foot and your brain, okay? So try those exercises. One more thing you can try if that isn't, if it's a bit too much, you can just try gripping balls or pens and things. So if I was to grab a pen here, you want to practice maybe trying just to pick that up, okay? Just curl it like that. It's an easy exercise to do. Again, it's just improves your proprioception about. I'm not very good at this actually. I used to be quite good, so there we go. I can pick it up. Great. But that's something you can try at home as well. That's very easy to do. You don't need much in the way of equipment, and if you find the other exercises are too much for this stage, that's a good starting place as well, or even a good finisher too. But anyway, give those exercises a try. See how you go. I recommend you try them for about a couple of weeks and try them every single day. So as far as rep ranges are concerned, I recommend you spend up to 2 minutes. So I think in terms of time under tension rather than how many reps you do. So try to do 2 minutes worth of exercise on each exercise that you do, okay? But feel free to take breaks in between just to let your body recover. Do them, I would say, every day, but give yourself the weekend off, and certainly during the middle of the week, give yourself maybe, say for example, a Wednesday off as well. Do you want to recover in case you've overdone with the exercises? But otherwise, give those a try. Speak to you soon, and leave any comments in the bottom. Bye-bye.